brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. The reason why trust is fading or eroding in the American workplace, and there's one reason. And I think leaders aren't aware of this, and leaders can fix this. And so this is pro-leader, not anti-leader, but I just think that leaders aren't aware that the problem with trust not being in the workplace is actually pretty simple to fix. Here we go. Let's talk about where we are at. Gallup, 23% of workers agreed with the statement, "I trust the leadership of this organization." Oh my gosh. Only 23% of American workers trust their leaders. Now, is that because we have a lot of dishonest, unethical leaders? I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I don't take a piece of data like that and go to the nth degree. I don't think it's that intense of a problem. I don't. And I'm going to reveal what I think it is. And I don't think it's sinister. I don't think we just are overloaded with leaders in America who are dishonest and unethical. I just don't. I don't think that's true. I think it's a much simpler reason why only 23% of American workers trust their leadership. And here it is. If you don't trust the people working for you, they won't trust you. It's that simple. I believe that you can be the most stand-up, high integrity, high character, just generally a pleasant person in a leadership role. But if you don't act in a way where your people feel that you trust them, they won't trust you. Like you really could be a world-class person. Just here we go. But if you're a micromanager, they won't trust you. You could be a genuinely kind person, and no one questioned that you would steal or do anything untoward in the workplace. But if you always step in and take their decision-making away from them, they're not going to trust you. If you treat your people very well in the sense of how you talk to them and all those things, but you make everything come through you and you're the bottleneck on decision-making, you're a little paranoid, they won't trust you. They won't fully trust you. I dare say you could be in a situation as a leader where I could go poll your team and they go, "I like them. I just don't really trust them." Now, a trust issue isn't always on an ethical issue of that you are cheating them or that you are out to get them. It could just be they don't trust your leadership ability. They don't trust your decision-making. That is just as harmful for a leader and their ability to influence their people. You will not be able to influence them, and that's what leadership is, unless they trust you. They will not fully allow you to influence them and fully allow them to lead you if they don't trust you. And that's trusting your ethics, trusting you as a person, but also trusting your leadership skill. It's the equivalent of a basketball team calling a timeout. Coach calls a timeout. Got one last play to draw up. And the coach gets out the clipboard, and the coach draws up a play. And this can happen all the time. This is a micro-trust issue. In fact, if you've ever seen the movie Hoosiers, fabulous movie. It's my favorite all-time movie, okay? And the very last scene of the movie, Gene Hackman's the coach. He calls a timeout, and they got their star players, a guy named Jimmy Chitwood, okay? And he draws a decoy up because he thinks they're going to be keying in on Jimmy. And on the surface, that makes sense. And so he goes, "We're going to give it to Merle. He's going to get the shot." And the team is just like, They're all looking at each other in the huddle going, I don't know. And he sees it. He sees the lack of trust. He sees it. And beautifully in the scene, he's starting to realize that they don't like his play. And instead of going, this is the play, come on, go do it. There's a pause, and it allows the star player Jimmy to look at the coach and say, I'll make it. And then Norman Dale, the coach, played by Gene Hackman, receives that comment, and then he says, okay. And that's him showing trust. But he saw they didn't trust, and so he trusted Jimmy. He wants the ball. The team wants Jimmy to have the ball. I'm going to trust these guys. I'm going to let the play go. That's trust. That's established. Now, I'm just giving you a movie scene, but it really beautifully illustrates that leaders, you've got to lead. In other words, don't ask people to do what you don't do. Don't ask them to trust you if you are not trusting them. So how does that look? What's that look like? Well, you know what? When something goes wrong, don't blame them. Support them. Go, what didn't they have? What was my role in their mistake? Make them feel safe and heard and seen in the midst of a mistake and something that went wrong. Well, that lets them know very quickly, he is for me winning, and he's not against me. And so instead of getting in trouble, I felt safe and protected and coached and cared for. It's huge. How about this? How about looking at yourself, asking them to tell you where they think that you don't show trust? Ooh, how about that? How about a 360-degree review that's maybe confidential and go, hey, look, I want to get better at trusting you all. Tell me where you think I could show more trust. That right there, just that question will increase trust. And then you get the answers and go, okay, my team thinks that I should trust them more on this, this, and this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to do that. And here's what will happen. The more trust you show, leader, the more trust they will return to you. Trust starts at the leadership position. It grows from the leadership position. And trust, when it is allowed to just flourish and grow in an organization, is absolutely gold. It is golden glue, if you will. It will glue a team together and unite them, and it is special to see. A team that trusts each other is a team that will build each other, and ultimately the company will build. So there you go. That's why trust doesn't exist, because leaders aren't trusting anybody else. Why would your people trust you? You don't trust them. This is the Ken Coleman Show. Launch your tech career today at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.